Hey there, folks. Time once again to do some retro CSS battles. These are from September 7th, 8th, and 9th of 2024. This one was particularly a tricky one, and these two in specifically, I attempted to record the other day, and there was a glitch in video, so I get to do them again. This one was hard. This one was so hard that I had to go into my previous solutions to make it work. So, in order to not cheat, not that it's really cheating, I'm gonna see how far I get doing it a different way. What I would like to do is do this as a bordered element that I rotate. So let's do that. We're gonna do border solid, and then the green color. And then if I give it some border widths, and in this case it'll be like 0, 0, 40 pixels, 40 pixels. And then if I give it a height, 50, I'll get some kind of a shape like that, right? And let's give it a width as well. So that's how we do that. If I rotate it then, maybe I get that shape. Maybe I don't, but maybe I do. So maybe it's thicker, 50, 50. I really just can't commit to memory these widths, these things, which is, probably to my detriment. Okay, so let's use margins to move this into place. 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 80, 90, 100, 10. And is that too thick? Might be too thick. So if it's too thick, what is it? 1, 2. We're kind of on the right track, but we're clearly too thick, right? I guess these are 45. I hope they're 45. All right, a little more margin here. 1, 2. A little less. 99. That's the thing. These guys are just a little bit tricky, aren't they? 55. That is, it's not bad. So it doesn't look thick enough to me now. 46. 47. Well, now we're too thick, but we're not tall enough. Ugh. Oh no, we are. We're the right height, but we're too thick as well. This is hard. Okay, so let's just do the width. This is hard. Okay. 110. Okay, so that's too wide. $44, $44, $43, $42, 0.5. Could it be 42.5 and 42.5? Maybe. All right, let's make these 100, 100 again. And then, yeah, okay. Now we're getting somewhere. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 11, 12. This is terrible. I think the width is not enough. 56, 57. Oh, that looks pretty good. Is it 57? Might be. Let's make another one. And I'm just really hoping that this will work. And let's change margins. I love how difficult it is to get this right. Okay. 2. Okay. That does not look like 100%. But is it? It might be. It's not impossible that it is. 99.6%. 91, 2. Yeah, this is no good. This is just no good. All that alignment problem is a real functional problem. Okay, so what are we gonna do? This is kind of what I did last time, only I did it with what did I do it with? I did it with conic gradient on a single figure. So let's make first paragraph. That's background. Actually, and we'll do a display none. The second one, width of 40, width of 50, height of 100, and we're going to set some margins. Background is misspelled. Nice work. Margins. 100. We got to push him into place. He needs to be wider. How about 80, 90, 100, and then more margin. 6, 7, 8. Taller. 200. Too tall. 140. 140. Okay, let's do a clip out. Polygon. Right. 75% 0. 100%. 25%. 75%. 50%. 100%. 75%. I am just guessing. 75%. 100%. 0. 50%. That gets you roughly that shape with none of the correct numbers, but that's not going to bother us right now. 75, 76, 77, 78, 75, 74, 73, 72, 71, 70, 69. Okay, and then downward is too far down. 24, 23, 22, 21, And how about 68 here? 69.5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 70. And then this one, about 70%, 65%. 4, 3, 2, 1, 60. And then this one, then this one, that's probably 70. All right, that's A shape. All right, let's make the next one. To do that, we'll do display flex. And maybe we get it for free if we do a scale. Oh, look at that. The margins are having some kind of a weird effect. So we zero out the margins. Probably not 100%. It is not 100%. You will be unsurprised to hear. So which of these margins is wrong? Or is there a margin? That looks pretty good. Yeah? Sure. And then what if we make this wider? It's a little better. It's actually better at both of the side edges. So let's adjust some of these polygons. 70.5, 68, 69.5, 67, 68, 67. Not super crazy about that. I'm using pixels now. Will they be more precise? Maybe. .9%. So let's not do the scale, and instead we're going to do the complementary clip path. Is that going to be easy? No, it's not. So 4.0, and then it's going to be what is it going to be next? Let's just do it from first principles. And then the bottom corner will be 30 pixels. Whoops. %. And then down 70%. Oh no, 0 and down 70%. And then no, down. That's not right. 110 pixels. Yeah, that's correct. Then 40%, 50%. Then let's try to do in reverse. 0, 28 pixels. That's a little better. I'll submit that. I might dive into my prior solutions again, because this is hard. Are there other options? Just, I believe I talked about how kind of tricky okay. Just playing with all the numbers. Yep, very hard. The video that I recorded where I failed, I did my quad template and failed to get 100%. So I'm going to go into my bag of tricks and choose the first one that I ever did where I got 100%. And it's all gradients and clip paths. So you can see, if I get rid of that, so I made very simple so what is that? I don't even understand my own code here. So red. That's what I did. So that is a single paragraph element that is blocking the color, right? So that's the shape that I made, and I did that all with linear gradients. So narrowing in as much as possible, just that block, because for whatever reason, these angular, the 45-degree angle square is just a little bit odd. So that explains, let's make a covering element that does this zigzag clip path. And that is the way that I solved it. So let's minify and unit replace, and you'll note that these gradients are very odd. Very, very odd. I guess in theory, one could, it's hardly worth it, but you can actually make a variable, a duo like this. So we call it a D for duo, color stopped, right? So I can swap these out. Bar D, paren. Oh, it's not working. So that's great. Why isn't that working? Because it's on a P tag and not in the right place. So that's why. So this hard to read code. I put this CSS custom variable, I put it on the paragraph tag, and of course it's not where it's needed. It's actually needed on the body, and so the paragraph tag is below the level of the body. So we could still, do a small optimization. I can eke out something like a win. on this very difficult puzzle, and then do a final color here, like so. Minify, submit, and that is a kind of solution to this particular puzzle. Not my best, not great, not super proud of that, but I have solved it, just not on camera. Sorry about that. So that's September 7th, 2024. Let's do this next one. And this one is just so fun, you know, it's just so fun. All you need is the ampersand, and what are your choices? You don't need margins. How about a conic gradient? From 90 degrees, this color, and then this color brown, 25%, 0. And then you change the at value, and that is that look and feel. We can minify and unit replace, and that's a solution to that problem. One could also, and in the video that that broke, that glitched, do a margin of 0. You could do a box shadow of 100 pixels or something. Now, you can't see anything. Why? Box shadows are outside, but not if they are in set, and that's what that is. And then if you attach a color to that, and then set a background of that green color, then you also have it. You can minify that and unit replace. I don't think there's much else you can do to tune this. I guess you can get a trailing semicolon and get the same look with an inset box shadow, which does force you to decide on margin. That's another way to go. And there's this guy. Look at this guy. So this is one that I had only gotten 99.9% in the past, and then during the course of some experimentation, I was actually able to get to 100%. Not while I was recording, just because I wasn't sure that I could even get close to it because of the curves, because of the complexity. And I'm going to go for the nested template now. One of you great viewers sent a message and said Firefox does not do this. So Firefox has slightly different rules from Safari, which is what I'm using, and Chrome, which means that with this precise code, you don't see anything unless you do a height. But the reality is, I'm not sure what to say about that. The theory is that the HTML element has an intrinsic size, right? And that the body is going to try and snap into place against whatever that size is based on the margins of the HTML tag. I think if you were insisting on using Firefox, you could do height 100% or height of some value, right? Which, like I said, but even in this case, height 100% is doing something different than you want it to. Probably you would also need to set a margin here of 0. But even that is doing something slightly different. So all of it, using this nested template, which uses the HTML element and the body element, is going to have a little bit of trickiness to it because of browser defaults. and default behavior. That's tricky. So this is one of the things that I talk about in these videos, is that I'm trying to write code that I can use in the future. Code golf is all about as few characters as possible. So I'm not totally thinking about that. I am thinking about short code, but in terms of most compatibility, if I really were trying to be the most compatible, I would not do the nested template. I would do this, which is giving me the same result. So maybe for my purposes, I'll do that. So that's see what's happening there. So yeah, so for this one, just presume that you could also put this in nested with a proper semicolon and then with an ampersand and a star, and just a reminder to think about what that browser's doing, right? Like that's kind of what we're here about. What does the browser do? Why does it do it? How do we get it to do what we want it to do? And in this case, what I've done is set the margins as tight as possible on this figure, which in this case is a cute heart. So what do I need to do to create this figure? I would be tempted to do a clip path because of this point, but I don't think that's correct. And I have done it before, so I have the benefit of knowing that those curves of that circle are in fact circles. So I'm going to do radial gradient. That's portrait. I don't know what the word portrait is. Radial gradient of a circle, and it's two circles, and they're both identical circles. So I'm going to do --c is a radial gradient. That's a circle, and that's red to transparent. Now when I put it on the body, var --c, there it is. That is a gradient, all right. If I give it an extent, 60 pixels, let's say, is that the number? I don't remember. Now I can use background position, -10 pixels, -30 pixels. So you see that black, that means that I'm actually covering it, but I would like to put it at the center of the outer perimeter of the heart, of the curvy part of the heart. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5, 5, 5, 4, 55. Okay, so let's make that 65, 70, 75. And that tells me that we're close. How about 54, 55, 56, 55, and then what, up more? 2, 3. It's not too bad. Not great. Also, that seems to be weirdly repeating in a way. I think this vertical is too far. 42.5. Okay. I don't remember a decimal in this, but we're just gonna run with it. So if I flop, so again, that center, the background position offsets for negative are going one way and then positive the other way. So if you find that you've got things that are at the same vertical, minus 42.5 degrees, maybe, then that's what you got. Now, in the background of this, that's the background that I've got, right? So I still need to do the point. To me, again, this conic gradient is the way to go. And in this case, what I would like to do is do a from all the way from, I guess I'm going to, well, no, actually, so I'm going to do from minus 45 degrees at 100%, or no, at 50%, so that's the middle, bottom, 100%, bottom. And then I'm going to do, because that color comes around at a clockwise, right? Clockwise, because all these degrees are clock-like, 25%, and then transparent. And we don't see anything. Why? Oh, because I have a period and not a comma. That's why. So that's what I get. That's kind of good. I hope. But there's a problem, isn't there? It's killing the rest of this. So I need a height and I need a repeat. So I need to put it at 0, 100%, and then be 100% wide, 50% tall, and no repeat, or repeat X. And that will give me what I want, roughly. Let's submit that. I think that's got a problem, but we're going to find out. We might need to make this taller. No, that's 100% match. So it is a little bit on the tricky side. Any kind of curve and anything at an angle, and this has both. Let's see, what else can we do? So we can make the HTML element an ampersand. I'm going to minify and unit replace, and that's how we do these videos. That's how we do them. It's not too bad. Let's see. I wanted to do a small thing here. Where are we at? Where are we at? Where are we at? It was user Cohen73733 who pointed out the Firefox issue, right? So my blank template, this guy here, doesn't, or no, not that one, the nested template doesn't immediately show a black square here. And that's disappointing. That is something I will think about, whether there's a way to create the nested template that works in Firefox. I don't know, but that is a warning about using that particular nested template. I would guess that the blank template doesn't have that same effect. So there's your caveat for the day on the GitHub plugin, the art one, CSS Battle Plugins. All right, so a mixed bag here today. Mixed bag on these videos. Enjoyable, but a little on the complicated side. Hope you're having a good day. Hope you have fun playing CSSBattle.dev, and it's fun to make web pages. It's really fun to play with CSS and HTML. Super cool stuff. Super cool. You might not be the top player in the world, but if you're making a gradient, you are doing something really special. Like it's pretty cool to be able to make images with text and code. It's a very interesting way to draw. All right, have a good day. Bye-bye.